A Banshee means woman of the fairy mound or fairy woman. A Banshee is a female spirit in Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member, usually by screaming, wailing, shrieking, or keening. Sometimes she has long streaming hair, which she may be seen combing, with some legends specifying she can only keen while combing her hair. Her eyes are red from continual weeping. The size of the Banshee is another physical feature that differs between regional accounts. One Reddit user says this: "When I was a child of 12, I went walking with my father on a frosty winter's night about 8 p.m. This was back in the 80s when there was less traffic in rural Ireland. It was one of those nights where there's no noise. When we turned to head home, a terrible wailing started. I was terrified. My father said it was a fox, but I could tell that he was disturbed by it too. We had to walk 2 miles home and the noise seemed to follow us, not getting louder, but not fading either. When my father put the key in the door, the wailing stopped. My mother said that we were white as ghosts. 4 days later, my older brother was killed in an accident in Germany. We never spoke about it until 10 years later. I'd moved to Dublin for work and my father came to stay for a few days. He wasn't a drinker, but we went for a few drinks. He got upset and was talking about my brother. And he told me it was definitely the Banshee we had heard, and told me that he had heard it 4 days before his father died. He said that I would probably hear it again when his time comes. He is still alive, but in a nursing home, and I am dreading hearing that noise again." When I was 18, myself and 2 friends were staying up late, listening to music and chatting. All of a sudden a screeching started up from the church behind my house. I've heard foxes, I've heard cats. This was similar for sure, but far more chilling and penetrating. We were all deeply unsettled. The joyous chats could not be resumed and we decided to call the night early. We joked half-heartedly that maybe that was a Banshee and how we hoped nothing bad would happen. 2 days later our friend was murdered. The experience of that night was of course overshadowed by the grief of the loss of our friend and the horror of senseless violence. But I drifted back to it. I would not say I believe in Banshees. I understand how the human brain is so good at making up stories and patterns out of chaos. But that was certainly quite the experience. If anything will make me believe in that kind of stuff, it would be this.